can. Bigger, bolder, faster. Boom, going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum.
I love giving gifts. So I'm going to give the rest of my t-shirts and my hats away. If you were here yesterday for my opening keynote, I did that. Yesterday, my keynote was for beginners. It was called The Future of Blockchain. And I attempted to try to explain to those that are kind of new to blockchain, crypto, Web3, metaverse stuff, what these things are. Today is called The Future of Decentralization. This talk will be for those that are in the industry. It's an advanced expert, for that audience. The first thing I'm going to do is use an example with money. In my hand is a $100 USD bill and a $100 PHP bill. What's more valuable? Why is USD more valuable than PHP? The reason is because we all agree that it is. You see, the government cannot force us to value USD at 56 times what we value PHP. We made that decision. It's up to us. You see, all this paper means is that there's a consensus amongst everybody that this has a certain value. Okay, so here's the $100 USD bill. By the way, I'm going to give this to somebody in the audience, which is why I asked everybody to scoot up, so I can look you in the eyes and see, are you paying attention? Should I give you the money? Okay, now look at this $100 bill. I just crumpled it up. Is it still worth $100? Okay, if I insult it, like, you are evil, you do bad things, you're centralized, you're part of the slavery of humans, I hate you, you $100 bill, is it still worth $100? Okay, so if I step on it, is it still worth $100? So, money is valuable because everybody agrees that this is what a USD $100 bill is worth. You can insult it, you can spit on it, you can yell at it, you can crumple it up, it still has 56 times the value of the $100 PHP bill. Can one of the gentlemen bring up a chair for me? In the blue. They are deep in conversation. That is serious over there. They still don't hear. They still don't hear. But I will take a chair. I will take a chair. So I'm going to sit down for my talk because I don't want to distract by moving around. I have something important I want to share. And at the end of my talk, I am going to give away these 3 hats, and I have about 20 shirts up here. The tank tops are really kind of fit for women. The t-shirts are fit for men. They're sized small to large. If you don't know the background on the t-shirts or the hats, then you can watch what I shared about it yesterday. I'm going to save the time. Okay, before I sit down, I want to explain who decentralization is going to make the biggest impact for. It won't be for people that have iWatches. It's not going to be those people. That's not being given away, by the way. It won't be for people with cool glasses. It won't be for people with business suits on or great shoes or that can afford to fly in planes. Decentralization will make the biggest impact for the most impoverished people in the world. But unless the developed world leans in and applies decentralization, it's going to take longer than it should for us to impact everybody. I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can actually see all your beautiful faces. I'm going to scoot this chair forward. Can I take a seat? Is that okay with everybody? Yeah? Okay. When it comes to decentralization, every single thing that you're currently engaged with on your cell phone, unless you're engaged with a Web3 app, which is rare, is a centralized institution. Now, I'm a fan, actually, of Facebook and Google and Microsoft and Apple. I like these companies. And the reality is Web3 needs their hardware. They're not very good at community. They may not have the greatest motives. There might be questionable decisions being made about how they censor people or how they decide to do things for their shareholders that are not in the good of their customers and of the world. But I still honor these companies. Right now, all of you are renting everything on your phone. You don't own your phone. I'm not sure if you know that. But the phone, mine's recording. Hi, phone, I see you. Your phone is rented. There's so much intellectual property in that phone, you don't actually own it. You pay a price, and Apple or Google or Samsung could turn your phone off at any time. It's a centralized company that created that phone with all the intellectual property. Every app on that phone, you do not own Uber, right? You're just renting Uber's technology by paying them a fee. And that goes down the line for everything. So centralization was necessary in order for humanity to take advantage of the automation made available through technology. It's going to be very challenging as people start to adapt to decentralized applications. It is incredibly difficult to build. So I have co-founded 8 companies in the last 20 years. Most of them have been tech companies. And my most recent company, Attention Live, we've built a infrastructure, so it's a platform that's decentralized. It's a DApp, a decentralized application, for content creators, specifically for podcasters. We want to make it very easy for podcasters to have a decentralized application and take advantage of Web3 when they do things like podcast, right? Now you'd think, because I've built so many companies and I have the same team, we've kind of gone from company to company, you'd think, oh, it'd be easy. Like, these guys have worked together all this time. They've had success. Like, this won't be hard. No, it's impossibly hard. I look at all the successful Web3 companies out there in awe of what they've accomplished. When I look at what Alex and Devin have accomplished with OpenSea, or what Mick and Roham have accomplished with Dapper, or you go down the list of any of the really successful organizations that have been built, it's incredible what they've been able to do. Now, a lot of people keep saying things like, well, we need to do Web 2.5. We can't make it so hard on people. Like, we need to make sure people can sign up for decentralized applications with their email account, and we have to know your customer. And I would just say time out for a second. I just spent 15 minutes figuring out the Grab app, because I use Uber back home. 15 minutes. I mean, I'm not saying that setting up a Coinbase account, transferring some money, setting up a MetaMask wallet, and putting the money in there is like 15 minutes. Sure, maybe it's more difficult, but at least you own your crypto. At least you own your digital assets. And so I would encourage those that are building this industry not to be convinced by the chitter chatter that we need to make it easy for people. I think it's okay to make it hard for people. You know, if you look at the religious leaders of the world, those that have hundreds of millions of followers in their religion, or billions of followers in their religion. Like, let's just take the biggest religion in the world, the combination of Catholicism, Christianity, with the primary leader being Jesus. What did he require? Complete and total surrender. He required that people left everything and followed him. It wasn't easy. Like, people would come up and say things to him like, oh, but I've given all my money to the poor, and I've done this, and I've done that, and and he says, okay, well, make this sacrifice and follow me. You see, religious leaders have never made it easy to be part of their faith community. And when people do make it easy, you build these massive institutions that don't really resemble what the original leader of the faith community had in mind. I mean, if you look at the Catholic Church or Christianity. It kind of resembles the Jewish faith that Jesus came to kind of set people, free from these things that kept people from God in the way that he explained it. I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm just trying to use something that's very clear. We are constantly talking about making things easy for people. I just don't know if that is actually the smartest thing. It might be the easiest thing. But if you try to play out what happens for humanity, right? The 3 billion people that make $2 a day, the 3 billion people that don't yet have the internet. If you try to make it so easy, the likelihood of it ever actually spreading throughout humanity quickly and reaching those people and giving them a chance to have a bank account or an ability to transact financially, giving them a chance to own their medical records, giving them a chance to actually have a digital asset that shows ownership over their car, over their house, giving brand new restaurants and brand new lodging hotels a chance to actually have a direct engagement with their customers. All that is possible through decentralization. If we make it too easy, then we are taking a shortcut that will lead to a very grueling and difficult path forward. This is not something I've said previously. I've kind of kept this to myself. I haven't felt like it was the time to say it. So you may not agree, and I may not be right. But the way that I feel about the future of decentralization is that it's okay if it's hard. It's okay if it's hard to build. It's okay if it's hard to figure out. It's okay if it's hard to use. Why do people become big and strong? Because they strain themselves in a gym. They force themselves to run. They make themselves go lift weights. They choose not to eat the amount of food that they want. They say no to pleasure. They don't have the next slice of pie or the next hamburger. They say less food, more exercise. That's hard. Like, nobody's going to people and saying, hey, let's make it really, really easy to be healthy. No, there's no easy path to health. If you want to be fit, it's very simple. You eat less calories, you do more exercise. If we want to onboard people to decentralization, to Web3, to crypto, to the metaverse, to digital assets that we're calling NFTs, if we want to do that, and if that is going to happen here in Manila, in the Philippines, in Southeast Asia, if that's going to happen, it's okay for it to be hard. Wonderful things come from discipline. Wonderful things come from toil and trial and difficulty. It's good for us, and it's good for our society. There's so much hardship here in the Philippines. I think I've thought about my experience here for the last 15 years often. I talk about my time here in the Philippines a lot, and I have over the course of 15 years. And I often just think of like the people that live here are so kind and loving, and the culture of respect and honor and hard work is so pervasive. And it's beautiful here, and the weather's amazing, right? There's all these wonderful things about this culture. But something that's been very difficult for this culture is that the top export is not a product, it's not a service, it's the people. The number one export in this country at certain times have been Filipinos leaving to go make money. The number one import into this country is not a product or a service, it's US dollars. However, this is one of the youngest countries in the world with an average age of 24. It's one of the most connected countries in the world with almost 100 million people with internet access and a greater percentage than anywhere else. It has more MetaMask wallets already installed because of things like Axie Infinity and the Axie game, the play to earn game. And so you have this, you as a people group in Southeast Asia and specifically here, you have more to gain from what I'm saying to you right now. Okay, nobody is going to make this hard for you. Nobody's going to force you to own your keys and to get off of centralized servers and to truly engage with decentralized companies and decentralized applications. They might try to make it easy for you to do the opposite. And you know what? America has made it really easy for you to stay in this place being stuck. And not just America, but the developing world, right? Europe, we keep saying, yeah, bring us your Filipinos, send us your people to work over here, and we'll just have them keep sending money back to you. You see, the developed world, the part of the world that has the greatest advantage, they're not going to try to help you. They are not trying to make things easy for you and your country. They only want things to be easy for their country. It may not be good, but it is what it is. So when you have the developed world start telling you, oh, here's the Web 2.5 option. And I don't mean to be disrespectful of all the Web 2.5 companies that have been here, that have been talking. I understand why it's there. I understand why people have vitamins. I understand why people have, personal trainers. Like, that helps you get healthy too. But when it comes down to it, you can get healthy on your own without any vitamins or any personal trainers by putting in the work. If you, as a people group, want to take advantage of this opportunity, don't take the easy path. Take the hard path that puts you in control. Choose to engage with the Web3 organizations that put you in control. Do not engage with Web3 organizations that are forcing you down the traditional path of give us your email, tell us who you are, unless it's absolutely necessary through regulation. But if regulation does not demand these things, then be resistant to it. Choose to be the ones that show the rest of the world how this can be done. I believe that if the right application comes into this region, that this region can become one of the most abundant and financially prosperous and emotionally and spiritually prosperous regions in the world. Because when you think about the transition from the way things are right now to where things could be if this all plays out as it should, there's not many places that have as much to gain as you. I mean, how much is Great Britain or America really going to benefit when decentralization comes into play? The corporations are going to suffer, the government's going to suffer, and the 1% are going to suffer. It's only the 99% that will probably have their lifestyle elevated because of automation. But here, the government can be benefited. The corporations can be benefited. And there is not a lot of 1% here that are going to stop it from happening. It is this, to me, I was so excited to come here because of this. I wanted to be here for the first Philippine Blockchain Week to say this. And I know there's cameras here recording, and there's going to be a lot more people that see what I have to say in a week and in a month and in a year, and it will still be the same exact thing. It will still matter then. But you're the ones that are in the room. And when you leave here, I want you to understand that you're going to hear 95% of the things that you hear at this conference and on the internet and through TikTok is going to be things about making it easy for you. Here's an easy path. Here's the simple path. That's fine. That's fine. It will be before you, and that's better to do that than nothing at all. But please don't resist the hard work. It is worth it. It is worth going through the process of making sure you never experience what happened to people with FTX. Why did that happen? Because FTX was actually a centralized kind of, organization with a decentralized front. And when people put their money in FTX and held their crypto there, it wasn't their crypto, it wasn't their keys, they didn't have control, it's why they couldn't get it out. And that'll be the same with your video game assets, that'll be the same with your music assets, that'll be the same with your anything that you do. Demand that people create applications for you and your people that are truly decentralized, that actually put you in power. That is the demand that you need to have, and it only takes one person that demands it with enough fire that an organization will listen. And I hope to. I hope that Attention Live, my company, that we will provide that application that's truly decentralized for the people here, and that we can help provide abundance. The last thing I'll say is about abundance. The world is not a big pie where you have to take from somebody else to have. It's not how the world works. You have to imagine there's unlimited pie. You just don't see how deep it goes. We have the ability as humans to create unlimited prosperity. And so when you think about the future, don't think about this whole thing of, I have to fight for my part. Understand that decentralization this is technology built for the people, by the people, And this allows everybody to prosper in new ways. And if you look at Star Trek as an example, Captain Kirk and the bartender didn't need to make money. They wanted an adventure. Captain Kirk wanted to be the captain because he wanted to take that responsibility, and the bartender wanted to be the bartender because he wanted to make drinks for everybody. And in the future, that will be the reality. Our great-grandchildren will get to do what they desire to do because of automation for humanity. That is what I have to say to you. I am done, but I do want to give some gifts away. So, if you'd like a t-shirt, there are about 20 shirts up here. They're marked small, medium, and large. As I said, the tanks are more fit for a woman and the t-shirts for a guy. There are these 3 hats. Is there a single mother in the audience? Is there any single mother in here? Yes. Jessica, you're perfect. Come on over. Come over here. I want to give the money to a single mother. So, Jessica, come take my money. If you would like one of the t-shirts or hats, please slowly and respectfully come up and grab what you'd like. Everybody, there's your money.
Whoa.
Final thing. Only take one shirt. Only take one shirt. No. Take the shirt off the hanger.
There's 5 shirts in each one, okay? You can't take 5
Be
shirts.
kind to each other.
Goodness
Take the
gracious
shirt off
me.
the hanger.
This is where you see human nature.
Okay.
Do you want to invite them?
Yes. Last thing. I have an event tonight. Thank you. I have an event tonight at 8 p.m. in an hour and a half. It is called the Web3 Leaders Reception. It's only for the VIP ticket holders and the speakers. However, this is a small enough room that I can invite all of you to join us.
Woo!
So, if you'd like to join us, you go to Eventbrite. It's called Web3 Leaders Reception, or you can type in the URL pbwvip.eventbrite.com. That's pbwvip.eventbrite.com. Register for the event, and when it asks, were you invited, you can say I was invited by Ian during his keynote, and we'd love for you to join us. If you don't join us, I hope you have a glorious night, and I look forward to spending more time with all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
See you next year.